Greetings to you all! Almost 3 years ago, in March 2023, I decided to do something a bit crazy. I jumped on the plane, flew to Germany and filmed a video about a cinema with the largest IMAX screen in the world. Back then, I had no idea what would come out of this little adventure. But this year, on January the 5th, that video hit 500,000 views. Honestly, I couldn't even dream it would become such a success for my little channel. So I just want to say huge thank you to every single one of those 500,000 people who watched it. You guys are the best motivation I could ask for. And because of that, I decided to give this video a proper refresh, fix a few mistakes, update some details and re-record the narration. Hopefully my voiceover has improved at least a little over the last 3 years. But it also made me wonder, has Leonberg IMAX reached the absolute limit of how big a cinema screen can get? I know what some of you are thinking, what about the Sphere in Las Vegas? And yes, you are absolutely right, it's the largest LED screen in the world. But there is an important detail, it's not a cinema, it's a venue. What I mean is a cinema in the classic sense, a projected image, a massive silver screen, and an immersive sound system. So now I'm curious, do you think it's possible to build an even bigger cinema than this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And just before we start, I have one quick request. Please consider subscribing, giving this video a like, leaving a comment or hitting the notification bell. All of this helps the channel reach a wider audience and allow me to keep making content like this. And if you would like to support Board Tech channel directly, you can use the Super Thanks feature here on YouTube or consider becoming a patron on Patreon. All the links you need are in the video description below. When I first started researching, I was genuinely surprised to learn that the largest IMAX screen in the world isn't in Sydney, Melbourne, London or Los Angeles, but here in Leonberg, a small town just 16 kilometers west of Stuttgart, Germany. And the moment I saw the building for the first time, I knew I'd come to the right place. It was huge, sleek, modern and impossible to miss, with a wide entrance and the iconic blue Traumpalast IMAX logo glowing on its side. Inside, the foyer was just as impressive, spacious, bright and genuinely welcoming. There is a bar and a large retail area where you can stock up on everything you need for the show. Freshly made popcorn, drinks and all the usual cinema essentials. Before I start talking about IMAX, it's important to mention that Traumpalast Leonberg isn't just one giant screen. It's actually a full cinema complex with 11 auditoriums. And the best part? Every single screen is equipped with Dolby Atmos sound system. Of course, the screen sizes and aspect ratios vary from room to room. Some auditoriums are classic CinemaScope, while the others less wide, which is perfect for films like Spencer or The Whale, shot in 1.66:1 and 1.33:1. Each auditorium is also named after a gemstone, and every one has its own unique design theme. Some feel like a traditional theater. Others have the vibe of a gentleman's club, and few even feature Art Deco elements. One screen is finished entirely in black fabric. Another one looks like a library, and yes, it even has a real books inside. And if you are looking for a maximum comfort, there is even a bed cinema. Alright, I'm super excited to finally show you the largest IMAX screen on Earth. Even before you step inside, the entrance already feels special. It's covered in thousands of addressable LED lights, programmed to match the theme of the movie you are about to watch. So the whole place instantly sets the mood. Now, once you walk into the auditorium, It's honestly ginormous. Total seating capacity is almost 600 seats, and you can choose between 5 different seat types, including Lounge, Premier Lounge and Lounge Deluxe. Personally, I'd go for middle seats in row 8, 9 or 10. That gives you the best viewing angle, and the speaker angles are pretty much perfect too. And don't worry about the legroom. Even the standard seats are surprisingly comfortable. I sat in one of them myself and I didn't feel cramped at all. And just to remind you, I'm almost 2 meters tall. Also, you can't miss the lighting inside the auditorium. It's a huge part of the whole experience. The side walls, back wall, the ceiling, even the seats are accented with a full-color LED lighting. And these aren't just basic lights either, they are individually programmed to match the theme of whatever film you are about to watch. So, if you are seeing Avatar: The Way of Water, the room shifts into the deep ocean tones. If it's The Matrix, you get the iconic green glow. And that's not even the best part. Before every screening, they run a full-on light show, using pretty much every fixture in the room. All perfectly synced and designed to build the hype before the movie starts. I've been to a lot of cinemas, but I'd never seen anything like this done at this level before. IMAX cinemas are famous for their sound systems, and Traumpalast IMAX is definitely no exception. In fact, 12-channel sound system is quickly becoming the new standard for next-generation IMAX theaters. And unlike conventional cinemas, where you usually get 3 screen channels, IMAX adds an extra one, a height center channel, designed to take a full advantage of the massive 21-meter tall screen. To create a fully immersive experience, the auditorium is also equipped with surround speakers in the rear corners, plus 2 side surrounds and 4 overhead speakers. All of these additional channels are part of IMAX's rollout of a new generation, 12 discrete channel sound system, designed to position sounds around the audience with much greater precision. And powering all of this is a dedicated amplifier rack, with 1 amplifier per speaker. And of course, the chunkiest amplifier in the whole rack is the one driving the subwoofers. Now, from what I've noticed, the overall sonic impression varies slightly from one IMAX theater to another, even if the system on paper looks similar. But here, in Leonberg, I genuinely loved it. The dynamics and clarity were excellent. The volume was powerful but still comfortable, and the low end was deep and satisfying. If I had to be picky, I would have loved just a bit more impact from the surrounds and overhead channels. And during quieter, dialogue-heavy scenes, I could occasionally hear some reflections bouncing around the room. But honestly, that's something most people would never notice. Overall though, my impression of the sound system in Traumpalast IMAX is exceptionally positive, and I'd easily call it one of the best cinema sound experiences I ever had. Now I have to mention the elephant in the room. 70 elephants to be more precise. Because that's roughly how many average-sized African elephants you can fit on this screen. On December 6, 2022, Traumpalast Leonberg was officially recognized by Guinness World Records as the largest permanent cinema screen in the world. measuring 38.8 meters wide and 21 meters high, with a total area of 814.8 square meters. To fill a screen this size with a bright, crystal clear image, you don't just need a powerful projector, you need two. Leonberg uses a dual laser projection system with two massive laser light source projectors working together. Each one contains red, green and blue lasers, and they are so powerful they generate a huge amount of heat. That's why cooling becomes a serious part of the setup. A special cooling liquid circulates through these pipes, running between the projectors and 4 external chillers. It's the only way to keep the system operating safely and reliably at the correct temperature. And here is the interesting fact: the whole setup can run completely automatically. Once everything is programmed, the control system can dim the lights, run the pre-show light sequence, play the trailers and start the feature, all at exact scheduled time, without anyone touching a thing. I've been an IMAX fan for a long time, and I visited quite a few IMAX theaters, so I honestly thought it would be difficult to find something that truly impressed me. But I was wrong. This screen is so big, it generally tricked my brain a few times while watching Avatar. When the camera started moving, I actually felt I was moving too, like the whole room was shifting with it. And that's when you realize just how immersive Traumpalast IMAX can be. With a total resolution of over 8.6 million pixels, this massive screen delivers a state-of-the-art cinema experience that's very hard to match. I absolutely recommend it. If you are an IMAX fan and you ever get the chance to visit Traumpalast IMAX Leonberg, do it. Just keep in mind that most screenings are in German, so if you don't speak German, look for the showings labeled
Originalsprachliche Version.
That means the movie is in its original language. And if you really want to get the most out of your trip, try to choose a film that was shot using IMAX certified cameras. The easiest way to check is by going to IMDb and looking at the film's technical specs, or using the Wikipedia's list of IMAX films. Genuinely happy I was able to visit Traumpalast Leonberg and make this video. Let me know in the comments if you've been here already or if you are planning to visit in the future. And before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to Bortek channel. It really helps. Thanks for watching and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Goodbye.